Hi guys, welcome to Palace to the Core. My name is Stephen Dawes, thank you for joining me. Right, I'm going to be talking about the Bournemouth game. So if you haven't seen it yet, then please do go and check it out and then come back and listen to what I have to say about the situation. I thought this would be a tough game. Because Bournemouth are doing okay. They're doing well in the league. They've got some really good results this season, and also we're off the back of two heavy defeats. And even though Oliver Glasner talks about confidence and about picking out the positives of a game, I do feel that having conceded 10 in 2 games, it's going to have an effect on your confidence. For the defence at least, it's going to have an impact on their confidence. So I was expecting this to be a tough game. And it was a tough game. However, I think it was made harder by things out of Palace's control, which I'll get into in a second. But we had Adam Walton back in from the beginning, and we had him and Hughes in the middle, and I think it steadied the ship a little bit. They looked quite assured in the middle. It didn't all go our way. It was a very tough game in terms of battling it out between us, but I felt that we looked a little bit more solid in the middle with those two there. Had a great chance early on with Mateta, with Munoz crossing it in and Mateta sliding in. It was ruled offside, but that was a great early chance for us to get in front, and it was a shame that that didn't go in. But apart from that, I don't think there were a huge number of clear-cut chances from either team. I don't think Bournemouth really had a clear-cut chance, to be fair, and we didn't really either. We had a couple of very close chances, but nothing really that tested the goalkeeper as far as I can remember. And but that's okay in one sense, because it was a very hard-fought game. We knew that Bournemouth were going to be tough, and for me, I felt that trying to protect our goal is a very important thing. So not to concede a goal was going to be huge for us, and we didn't, which was great when you consider as well what we actually had to fight for. Because Richards had 2 tackles in the first half, both of which I didn't feel were that bad. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm biased, I don't know. I didn't feel that his tackles were that bad. He didn't really tackle, it was just like kind of pulling a little bit, combinations of legs together. But it didn't seem that bad. Not when you look at other tackles that were going in that the referee wasn't giving bookings for. But he gave 2 bookings to Richards for fouls which I didn't think were necessarily yellows. But and that was made even worse when you consider that later on, I think it was Scott, wasn't it, had 2 tackles. He got booking for 1, which was a yellow card, but then there was a second one on Sarr, I think it was, just outside our box, and he didn't get a booking for it. And I thought to myself, that's really odd, because that was a bookable offence on its own. That should have been a second yellow. He should have been off. But the referee didn't give it, and that was really bizarre, because when you think that just moments later he gave another yellow to Richards for something far less than what Scott did, really bizarre situation. And then later on in the game, I think in the second half, another player who was booked did a tackle again near their box. I think that was on Munoz, and again didn't get a yellow card. Bizarre. It really was bizarre. One of the most one-sided refereeing games I've seen for a long time. And again, maybe I'm biased, I don't know, but I just felt like he was giving Bournemouth a huge amount of leeway compared to what he was giving us. Now, of course, it's going to be tough for us because we are a very physical side. We're a side that likes to get in faces, get in tackles, try and hassle off the ball. We're going to be open to yellow cards and fouls because of the way we play. But I think there has to be consistency, and I think that's what players and fans want. They just want consistency. They just want to know that if someone does a certain type of tackle, it's going to be a yellow card. Even if they've already got one, it's going to be another yellow card, because that way it adds a bit of concern for the player. The player knows, if I'm going in for this tackle, it's going to be a yellow card, whether I've got a yellow card or not. I'm not going to be given the benefit of the doubt here. It's going to be a yellow. And I think that's important, because then the player will make the player think twice and maybe think about not going in for a tackle and something like that. I think that's important. But when you've got a referee who is booking for one tackle, and then they do practically the same tackle again, and they don't get a booking for it, that to me is a bit of a concern. Anyway, rant over. Second half, I think, was pretty much the same. I think we had chances, but half chances, nothing really concrete. And the same as Bournemouth. Bournemouth had chances that weren't really taxing Henderson any great deal. It was very much a midfield battle between us and Bournemouth, I think, and that was a little bit surprising, because I was expecting a little bit more from Bournemouth. Although we did work incredibly hard, and of course without Richards went off just before half time, so we had the whole second half down to 10 men, and I felt we worked incredibly hard. I felt that the whole team worked incredibly hard to keep it 0-0. I thought they all worked well together, showed that camaraderie which we've been used to over the last few weeks, and the determination not to concede. And I was really heightened, really pleased by it, because I think that it could easily have gone the wrong way. It could have easily knocked their confidence again, and then they conceded more goals, but they didn't. They stuck together, worked really hard, and I felt that was a great testament to how we are as a team and how Oliver Glasner has us set up. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. I mean, it's a point, and I think given the last couple of games, I think a point is good. I'll take a point. I really would. Obviously now we've got Arsenal coming up, which is going to be a very tough game for us, and then we've got the FA Cup, another tough game in close proximity to each other. So it's going to be a testing time for us, but hopefully this game against Bournemouth will have restored our confidence to some extent, and we'll be able to go into the Arsenal game and the FA Cup with a bit of bit of resilience and a bit more attacking prowess, perhaps, because we weren't really in terms of attacking, we weren't really doing a huge amount to trouble Bournemouth, but that's fine. I think Adam Walton had a good game again, putting some really nice passes. I felt everyone played a really good part. Kamada was okay, putting a good corners and things like that. Will Hughes, I think, was really good as well, battling away in the middle. Walton, I said, was good. I think everyone played well, and I think it was just unfortunate for Richards that he got those 2 yellow cards, because I think on another day he wouldn't have done. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the situation. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know what you thought about the game itself and what you thought about the refereeing. And we will look forward now to the Arsenal game with bated breath. That's going to be a very tough game. And hopefully we'll be able to get something out of that game. I'll be talking to you press conference video as usual. So let me know what you think down in the comment section, as always. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, I'll see you then.